Welcome back, SethBling here. Today I want to show you a new Super Mario World speedrun that I've done. I did it yesterday in a live stream. This is the world record on Wii U Virtual Console for the credits warp for Super Mario World. It's not the overall world record, that's still held by Furious as of this video, with the time of 1 minute 13 seconds. This video is a 6 minute and 21 second speedrun, which is quite a bit slower than the aforementioned overall credits warp world record. This is, however, the best time that's ever been done on a Wii U Virtual Console, and that's because I found a new route that actually works on the Wii U Virtual Console and is, well, faster than just playing the game normally and doing 11 exit. So I'm going to commentate this the speedrun that I did yesterday, and I want to focus on showing you what I did and talking about how to do it for yourself in case you want to try it for yourself. This route is actually probably quite a bit easier than the current world record route for the Super Nintendo console. On the Wii U Virtual Console, that route doesn't work, and so I had to come up with a new one. Now I came up with this route with the help of Sockfolder, who is another famous speedrunning glitch hunter, as well as Mr. Cheese. I did do the vast majority of the work on this, but I definitely got some helpful work done by them. So I'm going to go over how this works. First of all, I just need to beat Yoshi's Island 2 and Yoshi's Island 3. I just beat Yoshi's Island 2. I got Big Mario, I got Yoshi, and I'm going to get Firepower in this level. Now, what you'll see me do, you may have seen me do before in other speedruns or various glitch. If you watch the jailbreak video, you'll have seen me do this. I'm going to do power-up incrementation. Now, I've made a video before on power-up incrementation, and that's actually linked in the document, which shows this whole route. I guess I should mention that. If you are interested in doing this, there is a document linked in the video description that shows step-by-step what you need to do, with quite a few pictures and things, but it doesn't talk about power-up incrementation. That is because it's covered in several other videos. So there's a video linked in the document that shows how to do power-up incrementation. But you'll see it right here. It involves duplicating a Yoshi block, and then you have to jump off the level with Yoshi after getting a shell in his mouth. You get two Yoshis. One of them is invisible, kind of. So once the first Yoshi disappears, the second Yoshi appears, becomes visible. You have to stand on a specific pixel on this platform, and then spit out the null sprite once the platform is as far left as it can go. And that's kind of a lot, but again, it's kind of covered in other videos. But the end result of this is that it increases Mario's power-up state. Normally, 0 is small, 1 is big, 2 is cape, and 3 is fire. So we started out as fire, and then we're doing power-up incrementation twice to get from fire to power-up state 4, then again to power-up state 5. So this whole route depends on being in power-up state 5, which you can see now. Mario has kind of a green cap and red overalls, which is pretty weird. Some other strange behavior is his animation, but okay, so at this point I'm going to talk about what you need to do. So killing that Koopa is kind of optional, but it gets him out of the way for later, which is nice. You can jump over this chuck, but you need to kill the 3 moles that are in the hill over here. This is because they have particles that get in the way later, and their sprite X coordinates can mess up some data later. So you kill them and then run back left. Next, you're going to need to pick up the green shell that's on the ground. And again, it's important that you don't kill anything on the way right when you're going right. But when you're coming back, you need to kill some things. So you need to kill that green Koopa and then bring the shell over to a pixel perfect spot and kick it up in the air so that it's sitting on the ground. Then you need to move over to the left and kick the red shell at the green shell. Now, the screen scroll is important, so that's why you can see me doing this scrolling stuff. But ideally, you wouldn't need to even scroll at all, and you would just kind of move to the left, having the camera move with Mario, and you do it. So now you need to pick up this red shell, you reload it by going to the right and the left, and then with the screen scrolling with you to the left, while it's scrolled all the way to the left, basically the screen scroll is what's important here. So again, look in the document to see what you're supposed to do, but the screen scroll is really the important thing there. Then you destroy that red shell by spin jumping on it. Here I'm going to pick up this shell with Yoshi and start doing the shell spits. Now, shell spits sets up a bunch of code that's going to be run later, and this code will tell the game to put the game into credits mode. So these are relatively straightforward. You just kind of pick up the shell. Now, each time you do this, the the first shell is kind of special because you just pick up the shell that's on the ground and spit it out at the right spot. But each time you want to do this, you go to the left to unload all these Koopas, and then go back to the right to make sure all of them load. And you'll grab the rightmost Koopa. And each time you'll decrease the number of Koopas on this ledge by 1. But you always grab the rightmost Koopa, and it's really important that you do that for technical reasons. But and then you also need to make sure all the Koopas unload before you go back to the right. So then you go back to the right, grab the next Koopa, do the thing. Now there's actually a way to make this a little bit faster by using a second controller. This route actually only uses a single controller, but I am going to address that at a later date. I just wanted to have a good video that I could commentate to show you kind of in a tutorial sort of fashion what you need to do. This is the last shell spit. Once you do this shell spit, you just jump off Yoshi immediately, and then jump on this Koopa, grab the shell. You need to come to the left edge of the level and kick it up at a specific spot. You can actually kick it to the left as well. Anyway, at this point, I'm going to get back on Yoshi, and I'm just going to go right back to where I killed those 3 moles. And I'm going to do this fancy maneuver. Well, it's not that fancy, but I'm going to let the mushroom touch Mario. And I also need to get Yoshi into a specific position. So I'm going to get Yoshi into a specific spot and jump off him. Now I'm going to get the 1-up for there's a Yoshi block off to the left here, but I need to make sure that when I get the Yoshi block and hit it, it will actually spawn a 1-up, but it'll spawn a shell. And if that shell kind of finishes breaking on screen, it'll put the shell fragments on screen, and that'll ruin some stuff. So you need to make sure it's off screen. But anyway, again, you can check out the document. And then you have to pause there, press some buttons, and unpause and press select. And you hold basically 5 buttons at once. And okay, there's a lot to it. Again, read the doc, but hopefully if you are trying to do this for yourself, what I've just said will give you some insights into what you need to do. I think this is actually pretty accessible for even pretty unskilled players. So if you think you might be interested in trying it, I encourage you to try it. This will work on Wii U Virtual Console, should work on 3DS Virtual Console, and definitely works on Super Nintendo USA version. So this is the new world record for the Wii U Virtual Console, 621.3, I believe. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching.